Hi. I don't know if I need to have a what is this? I don't know if I need to have an introduction for this channel, but if you want to suggest one, hi, you're welcome. You're more than welcome to. I figured out the code. I've cracked the code for this game. So if you watched my last video, if you haven't, go. Go now. Run. I've cracked it. It's not your conventional crossword puzzle. And I don't know how this is crossword. Well, they say it's an angle search. It's not crossword, it's an angle search. So I know I saw below somewhere. Yay! Okay, today's video is about how to set up your savings account or accounts and the mistakes that I've made in the past. So we'll start first with how to set them up, and then I'll share my mistakes with you at the end because I want you to watch to the end. Get me? Get me? Um, anyway, so there are different types of savings accounts, and okay, now see frequency. There's no F there, and that just peases me off further. Right? Um, discover angle. Which other angle can you? I don't know how they set this up. Unless they want me to say this is action. That's dumb. That's really dumb. But far be it for me. Mm, just got interrupted by a scam caller. Scam caller. Um, okay, there are different types of savings accounts, and um, one that I have for myself um, are an emergency fund, a home fund, sinking fund, and a travel fund. Um, and the reason why I have all four is for my peace of mind, which is part of my mistakes later on, but it's for my peace of mind. It makes a world of a difference when you have these, when I have these. And please kindly know that this video does not constitute as financial advice. Please, if you want, excuse me, please, if you want financial advice, contact your bank or your financial advisor. Okay? But I'm still making mistakes. I don't want anyone to think that this is me being perfect or whatever. Come on, I can't even finish a crossword puzzle, you know, an angle search. Sixth angle search. My goodness gracious me. I don't know what this thing means. And again, I can't figure out the stupid thing. See? Equipment. Where is the EQ? There. Equipment. Yay. So yeah, I'm still making mistakes. I still will make mistakes because this is money that we're talking about, and I don't think anyone is ever perfect when it comes to money. Like certain creepy crawlies come into our brains and make us think that we're not doing well when we are actually doing well. So that's that on that. And another thing is I still want to learn more about investments, and I'm just reluctant to put 100 rands. That's how bad it is. I'm reluctant to buy for 100 rands, stupid rands, but I think I will. I'm scared of them, but I think I will eventually. So I'm going to break down my savings accounts, and it's all up to you if you want to. This is just a tip. It's not advice. It's a tip. It's just a tip if you're struggling and you don't have money for one, like a financial advisor, and you know, as I said before, I live by the 50, 30, 20 rule. Some people use the 65, 25, 10. I don't know. 65 something though. But there's the 10% is for the savings. I then with my 50, 30, 20, I use my 20% as my wants and my 30% as my savings because as I said, I've got more goals than I ever thought of before in my life. And right, so my emergency fund, um, what it is for those who don't know, but I'm pretty sure you do now know because of so many finance channels on YouTube and TikTok and Instagram. But I'll explain it to anyone that found me and didn't know what it is. An emergency fund is basically a fund that you save or put away for emergencies. So what could constitute as an emergency is like death at home, like unexpected expenses that are important that you need to pay for, and they avoid you taking out loans. So again, death of your family member. I mean, it's a death of a family member, burst tires, mechanical problems with your car, things that are unexpected that you cannot anticipate. Goodness gracious me, right? So that's that, and you save for those. So Dave Ramsey usually says it's like $1,000. So we're in South Africa. We can't put away $1,000. $1,000 is like 20,000 rands. I'm assuming, yeah, about around there. So I mean, if you're earning more than 20,000 rands, like more than 40,000 rands, maybe you could do that. I don't know. It's your finances, but um, emergencies are usually advised by financial advisors to be 6 months worth of your expenses. So they say that it is your core expenses. So things like if you can't go home or you don't have one and you're renting, so or you have a mortgage, then you save for your rent, for your food, for your utilities, and for 6 months. Some people save for 9 months, some people save for 3 months, and some people save for a whole year. It depends on you. That's what the financial advisors have said for us to do. So now for me, and I stand corrected by anyone who's a financial advisor that would have watched my video up to now. Thank you very much. For me, I work for the government, and my emergency is not me losing my job. My emergency fund is not for me in the case that I get retrenched. Hopefully, it stays that way. Knock on wood. We don't want any problems this side. We like our job. We want to keep our job. So I work for the government, and the chances of me right now, as things stand, losing my job are really slim. So my emergencies are not for me losing my job. My emergencies are more so for the things that I explained earlier. Um, family um, family member death or death in the family, I mean, burst tires, mechanical problems, yada 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 yada, ching ching. Now I've set up a home fund for myself. I believe in like 10 years I would like to buy a home for myself, maybe as a challenge. I don't know. I quite enjoy renting, so I'm saving that up. I'm putting that aside just for what if, right? And then I have a sinking fund. Sinking fund is for those expected expenses while you are still employed. So many people celebrate Christmas, will have like they want to spend on Christmas gifts, and that's where you take it from. You save up for it the whole year, and you know that in December or November when you're buying, you're using your sinking fund, and you're not creating unnecessary debt for yourself. My sinking fund will be for things like winter and summer shopping. I just started this, so yeah. And eventually, I want to stop paying for my service to a company, and I want to save for it myself, and that's what will be in the sinking fund. Um, but it's things that I expect or anticipate to happen throughout the year, or that I'm planning to do throughout the year. And then lastly, my favorite one is one that I'm paying myself with, and that's my travel fund. That's for my international and local travels, but mostly international because those are the most expensive. And I think for my local travels, I could put money away in my sinking fund. I don't know, still gonna see. But mostly, my travel fund is mostly for my international travels. Um, for me, it's important to label them as such in the bank so that I know that I'm putting money towards this and I cannot touch it. I'm putting money towards this and I cannot touch it. Now, I'm going to dip into my mistakes. Let me find a word first. An angle word. Let's see if we can find. If they say active, I don't know if I will find active again, but that's active to me, right? Oh, and I found equipment. Yeah, equipment and active. So moving on to my mistakes. All right, my mistakes. One of the most, the biggest one that I made was to not separate them because I've had only two savings accounts in the past, and it was my emergency and my long-term account, like my 32-day account, and that while it was beneficial because I did have savings in my account, but it wasn't beneficial in the sense that I ended up using my long term savings for my international travel. Yes, I don't owe anyone anything, but I feel like if I'd had the travel fund, then I'd even had would have had more money to spend while I was abroad, you know? Oh, scam emails, scam emails all the time. No, no thanks. Sorry about that. I would have had more spending money while I was abroad, and I would have, you know, spent more. And I did spend. I just it was with a hint hint of guilt because I overspent by a large amount of money, in my opinion, not anyone else's. Come on, leave me alone. So yeah, that's one of my biggest mistakes with when it comes to my savings accounts. Um, my mentality around that was just as long as I save. And the other thing is, I didn't have a goal for my savings. It was just emergency fund and long term savings, and I'm good. I've saved. I'm a responsible person. Now, as I grow older, I realize that no, I want to demarcate or separate all of my savings so that I know when I'm spending or withdrawing them that I'm using them for a particular purpose, right? Or that when I'm putting them in, they're for a greater purpose than what I am doing now, you know? So, or have done before. All right. And then my second problem or a mistake is me not saving consistently. I think I've mentioned this in a previous video that I I did not save consistently. As a result, I don't have the 120,000 rands in my account that I would have had if I had saved from the get go. So, because things happen and life happens, and I don't have a debit order for my savings or a stop order, whatever it's called, I tend to, even now, that's how I managed to cancel my contract. I've not been putting into my savings because I had one goal, and now I'm going to be focused for the rest of the year. I'm focused on my savings and paying myself back, and you know, etc., etc. Which is why I need you at break. I need you to watch this video to the end, please, please, please. I'm trying, and I want to get monetized. I do. I want to have extra money for my travels, my little escapades, and whatever you want to call it. Yeah. So now we go back. to the video and I want to get another angle word, as they call it. See this free, this is not a Q though. And I don't see an F anywhere near. Free, nope. But what is this Gwency? Frequent, where have you been? Frequent, where have you been? Nobody. See, the last time that I got this, that I cracked the code, I counted the amount of, okay. So this is F1. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, frequent. Yay! Frequency. Oh my gosh. Okay, I'm starting to like this. Get yourself one. Get yourself one. Be smart, yeah? Be smart. And then let's see. F. Again, we're going to count the F's. Find. Look at that. Find. Oh, I'm sorry, I'm crazy. Okay, going back to my mistakes. I know that I am now more aware and I'm using the 50-30-20 rule, but before I didn't, and I did not save enough. I just, again, as long as I saved, that was good with me. That was, you know, um, I think right now, if I'd saved consistently and enough money back then, I would now be in a very, very good position or okay position to then really freely start investing and not being afraid to invest. Because right now, all the money that I make, I want to put towards my savings. And I want to know that I'm set for at least the next 2 years of traveling and whatever. But now I can't. I'm not in a position to invest because I want to do this first, but I want to at least try with 100 trends or 200 trends and then just, say, I don't care if I lose this money. See, that's one thing about me. I'm a penny pincher and I don't care. I don't care. I don't care. Mm. Discover. Yay! Sorry. I discover. Uh-huh. Right. Discover. This is actually a nice thingy. It's not like the conventional. Yeah. So, right. Let me just end off this video. It's going on for long enough already. Maybe I'll do one last word to all my gals or boys that like this type of stuff. My last point is you need to fully understand savings. I usually, like, I just thought it was for like rainy days, only for rainy days, but there's also something called paying yourself back. And for me, I believe that's me traveling. And I really, after traveling internationally, I never want to stop. I feel like I owe myself another trip this year, but then because of life, I can't do that. But it's not only about rainy days, it's also about your experiences, your life experiences, and what you want to do with your life. So, fully understand why you're saving, and everything else will fall into place. Excuse me. Everything else will fall into place. Okay, sorry. Oh my goodness. Everything else should fall into place. Fully understand that. And Maybe one day I'll have an investing series and I'll share it with you guys. But for now, I just want to share, like, I believe in savings wholeheartedly, wholeheartedly, my whole heart. And it's not just now, it's been a forever thing. It's just that I didn't fully understand why I had to save. I just thought it was rainy days. But no, it's about paying yourself back, it's about unforeseen um, expenses, which is rainy days, but whatever. It's for the foreseen future, which is you wanting to buy clothes and whatever, guilt free. And oh, that's another thing. I think that I should add that to a mistake. Don't feel guilty about taking money out of your savings when you budget for it. So, for example, in my sinking funds, I'm not expecting to feel guilty when I withdraw money for my winter clothes or my summer clothes because, or events, any events that I may happen during the year. I don't want to feel guilty anymore, which I used to feel guilty about taking any money out from my 32-day or my 7-day accounts. So, you know, that's it. Let's find one last word and I'll say adios, mucha chos, right? Let's see if we can find signal. Signal. There. No. Mm. Is it? Signal. That looks like a little. Bye.